Southern Kentucky Walmart associate is being recognized for stopping a multi-state theft ring.
Police were alerted to a team of scammers targeting Walmart stores. That caught the attention of Jacob Benge. WKYT's Phil Pendleton explains what he did to stop that scam. It's our top story at 6.
Walmarts can lose money to scammers, and a crew found in the London store is accused of big-time illegal activity in other states.
And these gentlemen here had actually hit a store in Missouri for $15,000. They'd hit a few stores in southeast Kentucky for $6,000, $3,000. They're very effective at what they do.
People are accused of using cash scams, and they will try to take money from the registers and quick changes or simply tricking associates.
They can look at our associates inside and see, hey, this person might be new, and typically they'll go to those newer associates and try to pull the wool over their eyes and trick them in a way to get some extra money from us.
I am told that this crew is originally from Eastern Europe, and they travel across multiple states, hitting numerous stores, causing losses of the tens of thousands of dollars all the way up to millions of dollars.
They would come in through the Caribbean or the southern states and then travel north to New York and then fly back to Eastern Europe after they've made their stops.
Benge was able to call London police, who along with the FBI charged the crew. Benge was honored for his actions Wednesday.
I'd just like to thank them. We're happy to help and support, and we're happy to make our community just a little bit more safe and accessible for everybody.
Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
We do have calls into the FBI to find out more information about the crew that was charged.